Yeah. That's why there's certain countries in the world that are better because of the time zones. They're just easier to work with, aren't they?
Yeah, I would say that voice over call is good once when it's the matter of the beginning of a long-term cooperation. So let's
Yeah.
say we talk for the first time, we need to discuss things, we need to see each other, to know each other a little bit better, to have a little bit of a fun, like
Yeah.
joking to each other, just to have this sort of a better understanding like intuitively. But when it comes to the pure business interaction, I would say it doesn't help. Probably it annoys even. So
Yeah.
when it comes to the pure technical description, it's always better to have a written form, because if something goes wrong or if the client will change his mind, you will then be able to point out to the certain email if sent you is sent you that clearly says that please do this and not that. And then if
Yeah.
you keep the mind, you can point out to that email. So a written form for technical tasks is always appropriate, I believe. Is better with.
Okay, that's quite a good kind of chapter heading, I think. Let's get onto that then. So, yeah, professional. I don't know what we would call it. We would call it sort of professional conduct and terms of business and all that IBI. So, how do you go about that? How do you formally? How do you quote for some work? Do you give them a rough price? Do you tell them your hourly rate, or do you mix the two?
Man, I'm sorry. I just first I thought that I
Okay.
didn't understand. So, what
Uh,
exactly? Try
Yeah,
to
so
explain.
when you get somebody contact you and they want you to do some work for them.
Oh, contact, not conduct. Contact.
No, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
conduct. Sorry,
I thought you were talking about contact, like code
I
contact. Yeah.
yeah, I did say conduct, as in like professional conduct, or
Okay.
how do you conduct yourself with the client, and how do you? We've already discussed it.
Yeah.
Video call to start with, and some emails.
Yeah.
But how do you actually put down on an email? How do you charge them? Your billing,
Yeah. Yeah.
your delivery time. When are you going to finish it
Um,
by, and so on?
well, it depends on many things,
Mm.
including my mood.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
So the general guideline for this sort of thing. So there is a general principle. There are people that are so good and so nice that you feel like you can do the job for them for free,
yeah,
and those are the only clients I'm working with. So
yeah,
if I have a client who says like, okay, how much do you want for this job? I
mm,
say I don't want anything. I'm too busy. Just get away from me. So usually
yeah,
doesn't end up with, because I kind of sense that it's just a waste of time. Not because
yeah,
he's a bad guy, not because he won't pay, and not because I'm a bad programmer or something. No, it's not the point. It's just the matter. So having a good soft skills, the main thing, the main description of soft skills in regards to getting in contact with the client
yeah,
is being able to predict whether this sort of a business interaction makes sense or not.
yeah.
So that's the major soft skill to kickstart with. So you
Do
just
you
need
get
to.
alarm? Sorry, I'm butting in, but do you get alarm bells? So are there certain words that make you think, oh no, I don't like
Another
JavaScript or Selenium,
another
or are there certain words
another
that put you off?
this another idiom from Dr. Pi. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm learning English all the time when I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
uh, Not sure about the bells,
No.
bells and whistles. Not sure about the bells. Okay, I know how I can. It just happens on the earlier stage.
Yeah.
So here's the deal: when you go for a traditional advertising, it doesn't have a filtering the clients to the like those you can work like appropriate versus inappropriate.
Yeah.
But so if you go to Upwork and if you say like I'm a Python developer doing web scraping,
Yeah.
then there would be lots of garbage job offers there for
Yeah.
sure. Because
Yeah.
they would be what they would want Selenium, they would
Yeah.
want to scrape LinkedIn,
Yeah.
they would want to like
Yeah.
hack the world's strongest anti-scraping
And pay
system
you $30.
for $30. Yeah, the
Yeah. Yeah.
$30. They want to hack the Pentagon. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
kind of it. Uh, and it's a big issue to explain every time to every single client
Yeah.
that you're not doing this and the reason why behind it and the reason why you're
Yeah.
not doing this. So when I felt that this inappropriate business interaction it's a bit too much of takes too much of my time,
Yeah.
and, like my consciousness, my attention as well. I'm started paying too much attention to that stuff, to that
Yeah.
stuff.
IBI.
Yeah. No, I want to say the word on C or on S, but ended up. Okay, forget that. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so I nailed this when I switched to YouTube. So when you're doing YouTube videos,
Yeah.
those people who don't like what you do, those people who consider your coding style or whatever you do to be inappropriate, they are not going to ask you for anything. And those actually asking, they already know that you don't do Selenium. They
Yeah.
already know that literally everything you're talking about in your channel, they already know about that. So it
Yeah.
feels like as if he knows you already, like not a friend maybe, but someone
No.
who is aware of what kind of developer you are. He's aware of your
Yeah.
guidelines, your principles. So all
It's
the
like they've already been filtered. They've already gone through one
absolute.
filter.
So this filtering happens on the early stage, and in that
Mm.
case, I don't need to distinguish between appropriate and inappropriate client during the
No.
meeting, let's say. So it's just too expensive to talk to everyone just to figure out if he's appropriate or inappropriate. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's very easy. The only thing I need to distinguish there are some clients. It's not true for present, but let's say half a year ago there were clients that I was okay to work with, and there were clients that I clearly realized it would be better for them to work with Dr. Pi.
Yeah.
That's the case, and all of those clients, you know them in personal now. So
Yeah.
sometimes
And
it,
I'm still very grateful for one of them as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Thank you, man. It's good that someone is grateful. Yeah. So I would say that sometimes it's okay to redirect to a more to redirect a client uh, to another specialist who has a more precise uh, uh, grasp, great, no,
Yeah.
precise, how this called? Uh,
Grasp. Grasp.
a more precise,
Grasp.
I remember
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Grasp.
this.
Yeah.
A more precise grasp of the topic. So
Yeah.
if it's about automation, then I know that Dr. Pi would do this better than I do. And not
Yeah.
it's not a matter of coding skills or something.
No. No. No.
It's the matter of the consciousness, how the
And
conscious.
yeah, absolutely. Just to fill the viewers in on some of the backstory to the very good, nice client that we're talking about. We won't mention his name because I don't want to embarrass him, but it's from South Africa, the one we're talking about, isn't he?
Yeah,
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 he's a nice man, very good man. But if he's watching, hi. Um,
yeah.
one of the
Hello.
things I want to mention about that is you first passed him across to me partly, which is very ironic now, but it was because you would only use Linux Mint, brilliant, and I was still messing about sometimes using Windows 10, and he wanted an exe. He wanted a compiled Python code to extract text from a PDF, didn't he? And then generate a CSV. And he wanted it compiled for Windows. And yeah, to be honest, I could still resurrect my Windows machine if he wants some updates on that. So I haven't burned any bridges. But
No
yeah,
advertisement, no advertisement in this video.
yeah. But one thing that it links in nicely actually because he was quite prior to that, I was still like very minimalist, like CMK, and I really liked just coding in a text editor. And he was using VS Code, and kind of just to kind of so we were both using the same editor, and to make it easier, and we were doing screen sharing. I started using VS Code more as well, and I'll get your thoughts on VS Code in a minute, but. I'm not defending Microsoft or anything, but all I'm going to say is VS Code on Linux has got one very, very good benefit, and you might not think of it straight away, but it is session sharing. If you share your session, you have your IDE open on your machine, he has it open on his machine, and you're actually, it's the two editors. I move the mouse around on my editor and then it moves around on his editor. And that was really important because some of the stuff he was doing was very secure. And if he'd just let me do it, it would have been a bit risky because of the country that he was in and so on. So session sharing in VS Code was just brilliant for that. So I just want to get your thought. I know you're probably a bit biased because of what you've seen with the man who did the coding all in the text editor and so on. And I, to be honest, I still like Sublime, but there are sometimes I'd actually think, oh yeah, VS Code is quite good. So I try it. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. So
I'm not going to criticize VS Code because it's much better than I would ever write in my life. It's not the case. We can't, especially it's valuable for an open source software. So when it comes to open source,
I just wanted to see if you actually tried it on Linux.
Yeah, I'm already answering this question already.
Okay, sorry.
I did try it. Yeah, it's okay. Here is the deal. Whatever software product we're using, we need to exactly understand what is it being designed for.
Yeah.
So it's all a matter of design. And if something you're currently trying to do can be solved much better with the proper solution. Like, let's say I need to do something. Let's say I need these secure sessions, right?
Yeah.
In that case, I will need the VS Code, and that's gonna be great. But if I do like tutorials on how to write a web scraper, or even like how to create a one-line web scraper, right?
Yeah.
In that case, I would rather open the terminal and write this directly in the Python shell without even involving a text editor. So it's it's not the matter of comparing different software products. It's not even the matter of text editor plus console versus IDE. It's not the case.
It's the right tool for the job. It's using the correct tool for the job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What I love about British people, they can say what I can say in 100 words. They can say
it would be the same the other way as well. But I just wanted to cover that because there's so much kind of BS talked about. Oh, you go on YouTube and there's so many videos about people talking about editors and stuff. I don't mind watching a video where they're saying here's 4 ways to make your editor better, but just where people were going on about PyCharm's great or IntelliJ's great, or it doesn't matter. Just learn the code, do the code, and the editor will look after itself, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like the only text editor, the IDE like spaceship text editor that I really love is Vim.
Yeah.
I've been using Vim for some time. I never used this for my kind of freelancing projects, but I've been doing some chess programming with Vim back in the day.
Yeah.
And while I don't use it now because it's just too complicated. Once I saw a feedback regarding Vim on Android at Google's Play Market, and the guy said, "You've made a very bad app," and some swearing there. My phone has broken because I couldn't escape from Vim. He doesn't know that in order to escape from Vim, you need to command line and just.
I should just quickly say one thing people always bang on about this, about how to escape Vim. If you do Vim tutor, it says :WQ exclamation mark.
Yeah.
I saw this on Luke Smith's channel, Shift ZZ. Why does nobody say about Shift ZZ?
I don't know.
Do you use Shift ZZ?
No, I use this stuff with the exclamation mark. I don't remember exactly, but
Shift ZZ changed my life.
Yeah, that's not. I didn't know this.
No, it's brilliant.
There is a difference between Vim, say, and VS Code, and not from the feature perspective. The difference is conceptual, and the conceptual difference is Vim is it's like an operating system. It just creates an environment for a developer who doesn't want to touch the mouse. By the way, that's the initial idea behind the Vim. They just see that it's faster to type with the keyboard and not touching the mouse. That's very simple. That's the very simple kind of initial idea behind this entire.
Yeah, and I mean.